Hello and welcome. We are the Red Devils Advocates. I am Andy, joined by Sean and Tyrone. How is everyone doing?
Cool.
I could be doing better.
Yeah, it's been a really stale week. It's been not the best week professionally, and this one might be a long one. There's a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes, there is.
So we've got City to go through. We've got Leipzig to go through. But before that, we've got a huge elephant in the room. Poor Pogba wants to leave for the 17th time. His agent has gone talking off to, I don't even know who it is. He did an interview and said Paul Pogba is done with Man United. Same old crap, isn't it? I
honestly think this is just to bring him more attention to him so he can get more money for his value, man. Nothing. There's nothing else. For him, a guy like that doesn't talk for no random reason, man. I'm telling you now, man. He honestly did that just to boost up his money a bit for clubs to grab him, man. Because right now, no club was gonna buy him for like over 60 mil the way he was playing. They just wanted a bit of sauciness to it. You know, bit of media attention to boost up the price for him. I just think it's a plot, man. You know, it's just a real dangerous, suspicious. You know when Ollie says, "Yeah, there's a higher power." Yeah, right now there's a higher power in that agent scheme right now. You know the conspiracy. I sort of think this Paul Pogba thing a conspiracy, yeah. Because I'm telling you now, right now, if Ollie was supposed to get sacked tomorrow, Pogba would shut his mouth. Or his agent, they will shut his mouth. If Ollie was supposed to get sacked tomorrow and Poch just comes in. I'm telling you now, you won't hear Pogba again for like another couple months when Pochettino ain't actually doing well. Couple of months. I'm telling you now, the way how this is now, if Ollie was supposed to get eliminated, I'm telling you now, you wouldn't hear Pogba ever again until he's not happy with him, you know? Same with Mourinho, he was talking the smoke. When Mourinho went, he was like, I'm happy underneath my new manager. Come on, Ollie. It's the same thing repeating again, man. He's just going to bury Ollie. If Ollie survives, then I rate Ollie just for surviving, but it's media now, so I wish him luck. Because, you know, he damn right bottled this whole week. I don't have nothing else. I think it's time for him to, like, go down that country lane in that nice farmhouse and stay there. I love Ollie for what he has done, but right now, yeah, he's just bottled a couple things right now, man. It's like I don't forgive him anymore. More I was being lenient. I know we should allow managers like a 3-year kind of like see what they can do in it, because not a manager can turn the team overnight. We all understand that.
Yeah.
But, you know, look at Chelsea, you know. Lampard took a while, but you know, he's getting his little jiggy going. It's not 100% complete, but you know, they gave him his chance. I think we gave Ollie his chance now, but he keeps bottling it. You know, he gets to that point where like, yeah, he's doing well. Then he drops it. It's like he's about to touch the cake, but then he just drops off his chair, bro. But then he goes back up it like amazing. Then when he's about to touch the cake again, he just drops back down again, man. It's like, no, as if you go touch the cake or you go home, man. You know, leave the bakery shop and just go home. Just leave it. Don't look at it anymore. But honestly, that's my opinion of it, man. I just think the whole Pogba situation. If Pogba goes, yeah, I don't care. You know, it's not needed right now. Pogba's not our carrier. He was not our Messiah. He's not our Bruno Fernandes. Let him go.
He's not a Harry Maguire.
You know, he's not
a leader.
He's not. Right now, I swear, if Harry Maguire came out and said, "Oh, Pogba was one of our leaders," I'd say he's smoking bush and he did brand that. Period, yeah. I will shout out right now. If Harry Maguire was a leader, I raise a lie up. I'm sorry, I'm being straight. If he says Pogba was a leader in a changing room, he's lying about the grease thing. He did bribe the officer. A liar. That's all. That's if he agrees with that. with him being a leader. But, you know, that's what I'm just saying. Like that whole Pogba thing. Yes, as an agent, you should keep your mouth shut because I swear they had supposed to sign something that says they're supposed to keep their clients.
Apparently not.
Info private. Like that's like you shouldn't be doing that as an agent. I just feel like this agent has too much fire. You know, and he's is he one of those super agents? Right? He's the super one.
Yeah, it's one of the really big ones. Yeah.
You see what I mean? But he has the chick to come out and talking smack. Nah, bro, there's something suspicious about that whole interaction. But if Paul wants to go, bud him, let him go. As I said, the only thing I want is Ronaldo to come back. So might as well give him to Juve and take Ronaldo. I don't, man. At least I know that Ronaldo will let me down.
Sure. What do you think?
I mean, Tyrone has made a lot of good points that I'm not disagreeing with. There's a couple wild statements in there as well. Can't lie.
Sprinkled there.
That was mad. But in all honesty, as far as Pogba is concerned, I couldn't care less. Straight up, the man hasn't been playing. Yes, I had to eat some humble pie, and he has scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. But like, regardless of how well he's currently performing, you can't come out or have your agent come out with a statement like that a day before what is potentially the biggest match of our year. Then, as you said, like he didn't spend the time to shut down the manager, not the agent. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm going to play devil's advocate on brand, but what if Pogba's thinking, you know what? These men are dead, fam. I got man like Matic to play with, man like McTominay. I'm here shielding these donkeys, Maguire and Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka there. He can only do the cha-cha slide. Like, maybe it is time to go. Maybe I can play with better men. Ramsey's calling my name. Ronaldo's calling my name. I can play with Pirlo. What do you guys say to that?
I say, does he deserve to be playing there again?
No.
Does he deserve to be playing with man like Ramsey?
No.
Man like Ramsey.
No. He don't deserve it. I'm sorry. Because if he was really that much, he would be a Messi and tell the boys, I want this player. I don't like our centre back, you know. If he really wanted to be like that, but, you know, make him go back to Italy. It looked like Italy was his place, you know. If he wants to go back there and win couple easy trophies, as I call it, because who else can beat Juve right now? But it's all right. Don't get me wrong. AC Milan are coming back slowly.
The other Milan team as well.
Inter Milan's actually still good.
Yes, Inter Milan are great. They've
I take it back. I'm an
what's
idiot.
his name? The former Chelsea guy, the manager. He got sacked because it was like within 3 points or something. That was like the shortest margin between first and second. Juve won the title, but because they weren't as dominant, he got sacked. And you know Conte, he's a very good manager. That guy has gotten life out of Ashley Young, Eriksen, Lukaku, Sanchez.
Yeah,
he brought really bad players back to life. Oh, they weren't bad. Eriksen wasn't bad, but like these players that weren't thriving in the Premier League are now like looking like they're 10 years younger in the Italian league. So I think it's been more balanced than it has been for a very long time. Obviously, Milan are on their way back up. Inter doing really good. And there are a couple other teams that are just like on the precipice of being in the top 3 or 4 clubs in Italy.
Okay, I'll take it back. But
yeah, it's all about opinion and discussion.
Yeah. I just honestly feel like he's just gonna go there, basically play these teams, get ready for Champions League football. We all know maybe Juve may not have the money to pay for Ronaldo, so we don't know if he's gonna play with Ronaldo. But maybe he does. Maybe he does get excited, you know.
Yeah. Because that's another thing, you know, Pogba going to Juve does mean a guaranteed league title every year, more or less. Sorry, Sean, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, like, I've listened to what you guys are saying, and maybe it's not a case of Pogba is too good for us, and that's why he wants to go back to Italy. But maybe he's not cut out for the Premiership, and that's why he should go back to Italy.
That's a very good take. He might be thinking, right, it's a bit long, Man in fucking West Brom are taking me on, I'm getting fouled, can't score against man like Sheffield United. It's a bit long, Like man like Burnley on a Tuesday night. It's long. No. Let me go to Italy. At least when we lose, the sun's out, It might be thinking that.
That's actually a good tip,
Because obviously, we've had many players come in and go in, and as we said before, we can't deny when he was at Juve, he was a great talent. And I'm never going to say that Pogba isn't a talented player. He's done it for France, and obviously he has his past. However, maybe the reason he hasn't done it for United isn't because he doesn't want to do it. Maybe it's not actually because he doesn't want to be a United player. Maybe we've been overlooking the fact he's actually just not good enough. And he may need to go back to a smaller league to thrive again and to become the best of his potential.
You know what? I can't even lie. That's too saucy to ignore.
You know about the clicks. You know what? Someone speaking absolute fire.
You know what? I never look like that. Because come on, he has no excuse. That's the only excuse he can do. That he didn't cut out for it. Because Bruno came from Portuguese league.
Exactly.
he's been one of the dominant players to come in in the Premier League, and he's whooped all over. Maybe that's why he's bummed. When you were talking about Bruno Fernandes, I think that's why he's hurt, because Bruno Fernandes came not even one season, couple months game. He's the savior. Pogba came the first year.
We won the Europa League and the Carabao Cup, but I wouldn't say he was instrumental in our victories.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's not been the same. I think we've had 6 Player of the Month awards since Bruno's come, and he's won 3 of them. Yep. Out of every player in the Premier League, he's been the best player for 3 of the 6 months. So the source is different. It's different.
Yeah. You see, I just really think that Bruno Fernandes is the one really bothering him. It's not Man United, it's not the team, it's Bruno. He's just hating on Bruno's power to as he came, because Pogba came was I was saying Zlatan was more of a instrumental to those cup winnings that year, really.
I would say so.
Because right now, it was when you look back, it's did we have her then?
We did. We just didn't play him.
Oh, we just didn't play him. But he came on and did it. Even him right there, was doing low key better than Pogba at the time. Not even trying to. I'm not even trying to violate. But Herrera was kind of I'd rather have him than Fred right now. Just saying.
To be fair though, Fred has actually been doing a couple bits here and there in the last couple of matches.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I'm not saying that because he's bad, but I just saying that we could have let go a couple other midfielders for Herrera, Lingard.
The thing is, that's a good point, but I don't actually think the manager has as much control over that.
Yeah, no.
I think it's all Woodward who signs the contracts, determines how much they get paid. There's that pesky year extension that every player has. He's the one triggering it, I believe. And Herrera's contract just ran out, and Woodward didn't want to offer him a new one. I think Oli wanted him to stay because he kept playing him when he first came to the club. He was instrumental as the box-to-box midfielder on the right-hand side.
I feel like there is actually some backing to that, though, considering Oli and Herrera's relationship from the PSG matches. They seem to be on good terms. Even in the post-match interviews, Herrera has said some things that could be read in different ways. And I feel like he didn't actually have a terrible relationship with Oli. And he is right, saying it is Woodward doing all of the stupidness, because at the end of the day, he doesn't actually understand football.
He understands finance. He doesn't understand football. So he sees a man nearing 30 on maybe 170 a week, and he's nah, bin him. But then he sees someone who's on 75k a week. Yeah, 5-year extension. That's not very nice. So he doesn't care. Like, to him, Phil Jones is as valuable as Paul Pogba because they're just names on the sheet.
Can't believe Phil Jones is still a Man United player till today. I've never seen him.
Testimonial, fam.
Bro, I've never seen a man play it. Like, what the heck? Where is he? Like, honestly, where is he?
Injured.
He's injured.
He's injured, fam.
You know
what? Yeah, sometimes when you bend over and try to like tie your shoelace, you get injured, and that's what happens to Phil Jones sometimes. He pulls his muscles in training, in the warm up. You know when they walk up, onto the pitch, and they play the Champions League theme, he gets injured there, stretching. So I mean, it's not his fault. He's not fit.
That would be such hilarious. You're about to start a match. You just go down to bend down to tie your shoelaces. You just get injured right there. You have to do a 1 minute substitution.
You say that. I swear that happened to Michael Owen in the World Cup. It does happen.
I think
it does happen.
He's quite injured.
It was in the warm up on the touchline before the match started, and Owen had to get taken away.
And it's happened before the match, man. Imagine that, man. You hear the Champions League. The champions. Yeah, man. But I respect Sean saying that Pogba's just not cut for the league anymore. Actually, that's a good point. I never saw it that way though. I always like, why can he never not like produce when he's like in France or something? Like the France team, I've never seen him do anything wrong in terms of play. But when it comes to Man United, it's like either he's being lazy or I don't know, he's just doing something suspect, letting a 4'4" guy take the ball off him and wedge him off the ball like he's like a hench Hulk. Like, no.
Yeah. I can't imagine that does wonders for his ego because it happens on a regular basis as well.
I know. Imagine that, man. Just a little kid just comes and on the ball, just wedges you, fam. Like no strength, nothing, just bone. And you just move, fam. And you're just on the floor, like.
Yeah.
But maybe it's true. I never saw it that way. But yeah, I agree with that one.
There's a follow-up question to that. So many fans were upset to see him involved in both of our matches this week, and that leads me to ask you guys. How would you handle Pogba if you were the manager? Would you A, banish him, give him the Ozil treatment, or would you continue to play him? As the tactics deserve. Start him, sub him on, sub him off. Because as devil's advocate, I was having a think about this, and what if you do play him? What if you do play him every match? Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Saturday, and doesn't matter what the fans think. It doesn't matter what the other players think. Just play him because one, you're gonna drive a higher value for him when he does go because he's gonna go, or two, he gets a bit of a wear and tear.
Oh, you know what? You have to play him. Not saying you have to, but if you need the guy, he is still a player of the club, and he's still getting paid to do a job. I'd rather just pay the guy. If he sabotages you, then you can banish him like Ozil. But if he wants to play, and he ain't gonna be playing around, he's actually gonna do his job what he's getting paid for until he goes. Yeah, you cannot be happy with your job, but you can still do your job at the end of the day. So if he wants to do his job, get it done, which he has. He has scored 2 goals. Yeah, fair enough. Blah blah blah. He's been saying the stuff to his age. His age is coming out. I know all that media, but I won't make media dictate if you need to play a guy or not. If you need to play him and tactics, you need to play that guy. Do it. That's what he's getting paid there for. You're not gonna let him sit on the bench, cause mayhem, and still get paid. Make him cause mayhem and give you some good vibes or productivity in your team. I'd rather him be there, score goals, and make us win matches until he goes, instead of him sitting on bench and chatting smack. I'd rather him chat smack when he's playing. If he wants to play, score goals, and be like, yeah, see, I'm the one that scored like 3 goals, yeah. It wasn't you, it was me. You know, fair enough. I'd rather take that than I take a man sitting on bench. Take all your money. Like, all these crap. Don't like this club. This club could go away. You want to play for Reds anymore? I want to go play for Black and White. Dono, Juve, big up. Yeah, I rather him play than not. You know, because I kind of feel bad for the Ozil situation though. Shout out to Ozil though. Arsenal shouldn't be doing that to you. Because Arsenal are dead without you anyway.
That's an entirely different conversation because there are other reasons for that. Sean, what do you think? Because Tyron does make a good point. He will be getting paid that 300k regardless of whether he plays or not. And I mean, personally, if he does play well, that drives his value up. We get more money for him. He gets his desired move. We're both happier for it. What do you think, Sean?
So I feel like there are arguments for both. Obviously, you've both made amazing points as to why he should be played. The main issue that I have with playing him would be the inconsistencies. Granted, I'm saying that off of the back of him scoring 2 goals within 3 matches, which I find absolutely hilarious considering the day before his agent says, "Oh, Pogba doesn't want to be here anymore." Scores a goal. Scores another goal.
All right, that's what I said. It don't add up.
But you could interpret that as him auditioning for other clubs because he knows the eyes are on him.
That is very true.
And maybe he's not scoring for Oli, but he's scoring for Perla.
He's scoring for Perla.
These are the good points. See,
yeah.
I'm actually quite torn. Originally, I would have said, but without a doubt in my mind, I want him nowhere near the pitch. Because I've said it before. The man is too much of a liability. You're essentially playing with 10 men in every single match. And why would you take that kind of risk? Now, if you're saying United from 2004 to 2009, play with 10 men? Oh, easy. Still guaranteed wins. This United is a bit of a sticky one. I don't think that we could guarantee the win with 10 men. But that being said, we still lost. So
that's a fair point.
Does it make a difference?
It doesn't make a difference, but yeah.
I think guaranteed draws of 10 men.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm just trying to say. Like, let him play, man. I don't see no problem. Yeah, I understand. Sean said the guy's inconsistent. Because right now, watch. If he plays the next game, he's not going to do anything spectacular. If he stopped, now this is where I'm going to go off unfair. If Pogba starts to play good until the end of this season, until January or the end of this season, I want to hate him forever. I'm not going to like him, bro. If he actually becomes consistent back to back until transfer window, yeah, I'm let the guy burn, fam. God forbid.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Because if he's
thumbs up for that, God forbid.
You know, if he straight up, yeah, plays good until January transfer window, and he goes and carries on, I'm gonna call Pogba out forever. I don't care. I'll call him I'll hate him like I hate Tevez, bro.
I mean, to be fair, he's getting the Di Maria treatment from me because it's too much. Like,
Di Maria was just a waste.
Snaky behavior. It's snaky behavior.
That's just, you know. My wife says she don't like Manchester. Oh, shut up and go.
She came out and said the people of Manchester are ugly. Fam, what's that got to do with anything?
But anyways, we're not talking about men that's already left the club like a couple of years, man. We're talking about it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
That's a good point. I think it is time to move on. And we moved on out of Europe because Leipzig put us to the sword in a disgraceful display. It started bad and just got worse. It was more of the Istanbul errors. It was just naive defending. It's almost like these people just met each other at the first time on Friday and, put cones outside and tried to do some Sunday league defending training. It was awful, abysmal. Tyrone wants the floor. Go ahead.
I want to say De Gea bottled it in that match.
No.
I disagree. Nope.
Let me speak. Okay. I will tell you why it's not De Gea's fault. Okay, so if you look at the first goal, right, we all understand Ollie doesn't like man-to-man marking. But here is the thing, okay? Aaron Wan-Bissaka wasn't holding his position. He was marking one of the central attackers instead of the central defenders marking the central attackers, which allowed the right winger, the left winger to put the ball across to the left winger, who was open and had no defender near him, because Wan-Bissaka decided to draw across. Now, surprisingly enough, you would have thought that they would have learned from that mistake. The second goal was exactly the same, but the opposite way around. And you notice that this time Shaw is actually moving over to the...
Yeah, Shaw was playing this game.
Yeah, Shaw was playing. Shaw was marking the central attacker. Then you had Maguire and Lindelof, I believe it was, marking the second one, meaning everyone was pulled over to the side, which meant the now right winger was open for the left wing to put it across to them. They literally had a mirrored goal for the first two goals. Yeah. It wasn't De Gea's fault. Now, the third goal was De Gea's fault. And there is no way anyone can defend him.
Hold on. I completely blame Maguire for that goal because the ball was in reach. He has very long legs. He could have kicked that off for a corner and he didn't.
I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Maguire completely fumbles it. And that defending right there shows exactly how much Maguire doesn't understand the game of football. He starts running towards the ball that's coming in, realizes I'm not tall enough for this, tries to turn around and starts running back on himself. But the man doesn't have the legs to do it in the first place. So he's never going to make that extra couple yards that he's already started running in one direction from. Plus the fact that the man turns like a bus. Now, the reason I say it's De Gea's fault, when De Gea goes out for the ball, granted, it was slower because he assumes Maguire was going to get there, not realizing that Maguire doesn't understand the game of football, which I would like to point out another bit in a minute, okay, due to the post-match interviews. Great quality content, by the way. But De Gea takes a slow run out. Then, when you actually notice, De Gea turns away from the shot. He actually turns completely away, putting his back towards the ball. You're supposed to make yourself big when you're going for a one-on-one challenge. De Gea was scared. De Gea knew that he was going to clash with Kluivert. And he was scared that he was going to get injured again. So he actually made himself smaller in that goal. Now, I was watching stuff for about 3 hours today in build-up for this podcast. The amount of times I rewatched that goal, De Gea is entirely at fault. Now, I'm not saying what Maguire did isn't completely idiotic. The man doesn't understand football. Now, here's the point I'm going to make. In the post-match interview, and I quote, we need to win the first balls. We need to win the second balls. Defend crosses. It's the basics of football. It doesn't matter what shape you're in. If you can't defend crosses, you're going to lose football matches. Now, that's from the man himself, the leader of leaders, the man who runs towards the cross that he knows he's never going to get. Because why? It's not going to him. It's going to the man behind him, which he should have been aware of. But instead, he starts running towards it, realizes too late, starts turning around at a ridiculously slow pace, may I add. No indication to the keeper. He could have shouted. He could have gone, I messed up. Go get it, which would have given De Gea that extra second or maybe 2 seconds to start sprinting, which may have led to him saving that third goal. But in that preparation, De Gea, I said, turn away from the ball. He made himself smaller. He did the one thing a goalkeeper's not meant to do.
Yeah, puts him wide just off out, man.
True. Yeah, make him as big as possible.
So, I will argue against Tyrone's initial statement of De Gea being completely at fault. It was the defence. But that third goal, De Gea is just as much at fault as Maguire is. And I blame De Gea more because of the natural training that he has.
I can accept that. Then equally being at fault. For the first two goals, I entirely blame the defenders, and by proxy the manager, because we've seen this many times. This is not individual errors. This is planning. This is the strat. This is the tactics implemented by Oli, and we saw it in the game against City as well, where the wingback moves over to the middle of the box to cover the center defenders, the center backs.
Yep.
Why did the center backs need covering? Cool. And we've seen this so many times. We saw it, as you said, twice in the same game, mirrored. And it makes me so angry when I don't see players thinking on the spot and like doing, okay, that messed up last time, I'm not going to do that again. And fair enough, there might be reasons for that. But it was like 10 minutes, maybe 5 in between each goal. It was not very long. Those first 2 goals conceded against Leipzig were very early on.
Yeah, it was all within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which I will have more points to address into that after, but I want you guys to say your piece first before
that third goal, I mean, I can see both sides now. You made a great point, Sean. I entirely blame Maguire because I think that at £80 million, you should know the basics of football. Coming out in the post-match interview and saying we should know the basics of football doesn't mean jack if you don't carry that out in the actual game. It's not your post-match. It's not your post-match interviews and your pre-match press conferences that we signed you for 80 million. It's for your performances on the pitch. Do it on the pitch.
Andy, what you have to understand is once you've been to that pre-match interview, you've already got the man of the match. That's how this works. Okay? If any United supporter worth their salt understands the game of football, you will understand once you have been to that post-match interview, you are worth that 80 million price tag because every time that you show up there, you get that man of the match badge. Sign of honor. Okay, you can continue now, Andy.
Maguire needs to go, and I've been back and forth. I understand that. I've been Lindelof's the bad one, Maguire's the bad one. That third goal conceded is Maguire's fault. A centre back with any ounce of intelligence or cojones knows that you get that ball out of there. You can see the corner. The goal is the very last thing you can see. You can see the penalty before you can see the goal. You can see the corner before you can see the goal. You can see the throw-in before you can see the goal. That guy watched the ball go past and then did this after. What is that? And I understand there's not enough time to have full conversations on the pitch, but talk, use your words. Say Dave so he can be alert. He doesn't talk. What kind of centre-back what kind of captain doesn't talk on the pitch? Just Akimbo. What's this?
The captain doesn't need to speak when there's a team full of leaders.
The kind of player the man is, we look back to the PSG match, okay? He is the kind of player that when we only have 3 defenders, still goes and plays out on the left wing. Okay? That is the kind of player he is. So when you're sat there shocked that he allows the ball to go past him, doesn't even shout the keeper's name to get him alert, has no idea about the game at hand, despite stating that if you don't understand basic football, you're going to lose. I don't know why you're shocked, Andy. I honestly don't.
You know what? It's because I just see things in real time. And like, I mean, we've all played football, you know, just to kick about with mates or whatever. And like, sometimes I can speak for myself. Instinct just kicks in. Like, I play primarily at defense. And like, when I see a ball coming towards my end of goal, I'm just going to clear it. Like, I don't have any bones to think about. Like, I don't understand why he's slow up here, not just in the feet. Like, I don't understand. And the worst thing is, didn't we go with a back 5?
So it was an interesting one. We started with a back 4. It melded into a back 5. Occasionally it went into a back 3 when we were trying to press. Now, once again, in the first 20 minutes, so, okay, you're setting me off in a complete on a complete train wreck.
Loose.
So, not only have we conceded 2 goals in the first 20 so minutes, the manager acknowledges that we didn't show up in the first 20 minutes and doesn't do anything to change it. And when you think about a team going into a football match, and a big football match of that, you're in Europe. You're in the final match of the group stages. You're tied for points with 2 other teams. You need a minimum of a draw. Regardless of fixtures, regardless of whatever results you had prior to this match, you need to be ready. And the fact that the manager states the team didn't show up for the first 20 minutes, despite the fact everyone was apparently ready for this game. Where were they ready? Because your words were they weren't there. And then later you're like, oh, they were ready for the match. So that tells you as much about the defenders and the rest of the team as it does about Ollie. No one knows what the hell is going on.
Yep. I mean, we played 2 center defending midfielders as well, on top of the 4 or 5 defenders we played. So we more or less had a back 7, and we conceded 2 goals in 20 minutes. I don't know why, but he completely went against the 4-4-2 diamond that smashed Leipzig in the first game against them. So what does he expect when he does something so ridiculous and nonsensical? He didn't show up for 20 minutes, but he didn't do a sub after 20 minutes, not even 30 minutes.
No, he didn't. No,
because if I have 5 subs and we can see 2 goals in the first 20 minutes, I'm doing a sub at least in 30 minutes. And I don't care who's feeling. This is a problem. I don't care whose feelings we have to hurt, and that's the problem right there.
The alternative, though, considering the formation that we're playing, the initial formation was a 4-5-1, which adapted into a 5-3-2 for the most part. But the players that we actually had on the field were enough to defend it. For both goals, after the first goal, if anything, after the first goal, if you dropped Tellez back, you would have had the extra person for marking. You wouldn't have had to have Maguire and Lindelof marking one player and have Shaw just out nowhere, or have Wan-Bissaka out nowhere. Like, I don't understand the mentality of you've conceded this goal, you have the time to change something, and you don't, and you concede the same goal again, and you still don't change anything. It takes for you to score. It takes for a goal to get disallowed, and for them to score a 3rd goal before you actually start putting anything into action. They didn't score the 3rd goal until the 69th minute. You've got 20 minutes left plus extra time before you actually start changing things for the better. And I'd like to talk about something Paul Scholes said. We're here going into the matches not knowing what kind of formation is going to be played, what players are going to be played. And he said, for Ollie's defence, sometimes they're going into these matches with 1 day's preparation because of the fixtures. But then even Ollie doesn't know what formation we're going in with. And you can see that by the way the players are playing. And you have to think that it's one thing for us not to know what's going to be coming, because looking back at our other pods, we've spoken about what should be played. And 9 out of 10 times, we were right in guessing what should have been played as opposed to what was actually played, because it worked better the first time. But, and here's the absolute clincher. You can see from the way the players are playing that Ollie, to this day, is still trying to figure out what his team is doing. He's still trying to get an identity for them. And the fact that you can change a formation 2 or 3 times within one match is shocking.
Makes no sense.
You needed 1 point. You didn't need the win. You needed 1 point. And the fact that you didn't get that is outrageous. And it's because he doesn't know what's going on in his own changing room. He doesn't know from one match to the next whether or not he's playing a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3, a 5-3-2. He has no idea what's going on. And I feel like I can confidently say that because the way the players are reacting. They react very differently in each match according to the random formation that Ollie's picked on the day.
Yeah.
Don't you miss those times in Fergie time where you just knew we were going to come up with a 4-4-2 straight? There was no questions asked. 4-4-2 every match. So sometimes, well, it wasn't every match. But you knew there was a couple saucy times, but you know that was our main go-to. But right now, that's what I told you. The whole thing with Ollie, every day is a different thing, different formation. Like what? When we play a diamond, then we're playing 2 strikers, then we're playing 1. Then I don't know, man. I told you the guy just needs a formation and work with it, man. Because I don't see other teams changing every goddamn 25 minutes into a game. He's already changing the formation already. Like,
I'd like to address something that Faheen actually said about changing formation can be good. Because if you don't change formation, you can lead yourself into insanity. Now, here's the thing. He has changed the formation so many goddamn times. I feel like he's reaching insanity anyway.
Yeah. 10 minutes into a game, 5 at the back. Next 10 minutes into the game, 3 up front. 2 up front. 1 up front. It's like, stick to something and keep it. Like, don't say you have to stick with one, but just keep a system where the players can get to know their position and stuff. Because one time our fullbacks won't be attacking. Next time, they'll be semi-attacking. Then the next match, they're flipping, bombing forward. Our centre-backs are bombing forward like they're left wingers, you know? I know, like, some matches we're defending. They're defending. Some matches they're running off having a chit-chat with the striker. And, like, I don't know, but it's just so weird. He still doesn't have his system. I just feel like we need someone that actually has a philosophy again. As I said, Ollie out!
All right. Cool. Let's talk about United and City now.
I'm saying it now. It's time we let go. It's been a long day.
No, Tyrone, no.
United and City now. A stalemate. You can't have the word stalemate without stale, and that's exactly what this match was. Tyrone, we were right. It was going to be a draw. We just thought that we were going to get some goals, and we were being way too hopeful. 0-0. Sean, thoughts?
I am extremely happy that it ended with that result.
I told you. I said we couldn't beat them, and I said we are good enough not for them to beat us. That's
after my prediction, which quite frankly was just considering the Leipzig scoreline, which I was also wrong with, unfortunately. But Ollie used the term respect a lot, and I feel like he's not actually grasping what that word means.
Yeah, that's fair. Tyrone, do you have any thoughts?
Honestly, I thought we were going to lose because, Man City are dangerous, right? But I'm actually proud our defense could hold back Man City, but couldn't hold off. I'm just saying, I just want to call it out, We defended against a better team for some weird reason, I don't know what happened there, but I knew we weren't good enough to beat them, and I thought they were good enough to beat us, but I guess not. I guess our defense, when they want to, can keep clean sheets. But
so they didn't want to on Tuesday with the bigger payday? What?
Yeah, I think so, man. Honestly, this is what I'm trying to say about how our defense is suspect. One day we're holding off people we shouldn't. Come on, the first PSG match. Did you believe we were going to hold them that hard?
We should have got wiped that game.
Yeah, that game, we thought we were going to get battered. Then we saw the team sheet. We're like, Jesus, bro. We played a defender that we haven't played in how long? And we hold the line. We had memes. Imagine, Man United's defense had memes of memeing other players. Imagine, we were like, Wan-Bissaka had all keys in his pocket, Neymar in his pocket. You know, then that was it. Then he changed the formation and the players. Then it was just a complete different game. But our home record's a bit cursed. I don't know what happened. It's a bit sus, but
Apparently, the home record has nothing to do with it. Apparently, the home record is just one of those things where there's no fans in either home or away. No one has the advantage anymore. It's just at the end of the season, you're going to count up the wins, the losses, and the draws, and it's all going to work itself out.
I don't know. But
lie. That sounds like something that someone who doesn't know anything about football would say.
Well, I can't lie to you, Andy. That's our manager.
Man, I'm just saying, man, the way how we've been playing, the way games were dominating, like, yeah, we're going to disrespect in your own yard. But then when they come to our yard, we're getting disrespected back. It makes sense. But honestly, like, that, our defense, I said, it can be good sometimes, then it be suspect. But honestly, man, it's just the zonal marking craps, man. The man marking needs to be in place. I'm sorry. You can't be looking at a man expecting to know where he is. No.
Tyrone.
Pull on his shirt.
The thing is, though, I don't think they were actually doing zonal marking in that match.
What, man?
In the Man City match. Because if you actually look at the one attack where Mahrez nearly scored,
yeah,
there was 5 defenders there, and they were crowding those 2 City attackers. They were man marking, if I am using the term correctly. Unfortunately, they weren't marking the right man. That's the main problem there.
You're marking the wrong man.
You had 3 defenders and a centre mid following the left winger, and then you had the left back running all across the box to mark the other attacker, only to get nutmegged, to leave the entire left-hand side of our defence wide open again. Istanbul, are we playing the same match? What's going on here? Thankfully, Mahrez completely scuffed it because De Gea made himself big this time.
So I mean, when they can defend, they're really good, but they've been inconsistent too much.
I have so many things to say about such a dead game. It's bizarre. I am confused. Of course, the centre backs had Maguire mainly had a really good game. Wan-Bissaka had a good game marking Sterling when he was actually on the wings. Luke Shaw had a good game marking Mahrez, and then Torres when he came on. But I think the team didn't have a good game. De Gea didn't do anything special for me. I would have been very disappointed if he conceded the goal. I went back and watched the stats, and apparently both teams had 2 shots on target in the whole game. So I think think there's a lot of questions to ask of the manager, because the manager set us out that way, and sure, we kept a clean sheet, but we wouldn't score in a 200-minute match. Like, we were abysmal. He took off Greenwood, which I don't agree with personally. I think Rashford should have been taken off. There was a lot of mistakes made. We are still doing the same thing where the left back or the right back is covering the centre backs. We have 2 centre backs for a reason. They should be covering each other. I don't understand it, and I don't like it. Why do you play Rashford and Greenwood together as the top 2? That doesn't make any sense to me. They're both the same kind of player. You need someone who needs to be able to hold the ball up and send defenders the wrong way. As soon as Martial came up, we looked a bit more lively. He did a pass to, I think it was Pogba or Bruno, and we were on the attack. It's baffling. I don't understand what this guy is doing with our team.
The word you're looking for is respect. So here's what you have to understand, Andy. The Chelsea match, very similar. Yeah. The Arsenal match, Very similar once again. However, Arsenal were lucky.
Yeah, they got lucky with that penalty.
Yeah.
So,
That's a 0-0.
The Man City match. All of these games would have been 0-0 because of respect. And it shows how much City respect us now. The fact that they played the way that they did. And that's what you have to appreciate. These teams were happy coming to us and getting 1 point because they respect us. They fear what we could do. And they respect that. So that's why you have such dead games. Because they're not trying to outright slaughter us the same way Tottenham did. Because they respect us too much. They wouldn't dare try and embarrass United that way. Because what happens if United turn it around and embarrass them instead? This is the things you have to look at. This is why he makes the decisions that he does. You're just not seeing the big picture.
It's true.
He did one sub at home.
Yeah.
And this is the same guy. This is the same guy whining about rotation and squad depth. Oh, we got a game on Thursday and a game on Saturday. Do subs then. Is it because you're out of Europe? You don't use your subs anymore.
So here's the thing about that, Andy. Here's the thing about that. Okay, he's been whining and wanting 5 subs in the Premier League. The reason that he only used 1 sub was because sometimes you only want to make the sub to rest players. Okay, and sometimes subbing for the sake of subbing can actually impact the formation and the tactics and cause problems. And it will cause the team to lose just for subbing. That's what you have to understand. So, subbing too many times actually is the downfall to many teams. Because once you make that substitute, you change the tactic, players get confused, and they don't know what's going on. They have to readjust. And in the time that it takes for them to readjust, the other team may counterattack. And so that's why he only made 1 substitute, because he knew the team was holding strong. He understood that no one needed to come off because no one was tired. And everyone would be okay playing this kind of football and still being able to play the next match on Thursday. See, once again, you're not seeing the big picture, Andy. And you only have yourself to blame for this. All the information is there. It's black and white. Yeah, he's crossed the T's, he's dotted the I's, he's put it there for you. And the fact that you still can't understand this is quite shocking. Honestly, it's really shocking.
Because I don't have respect.
Don't have the respect.
Let's talk about. I can't believe did they give him man of the match? Because I watched some people say Luke Shaw was man of the match. I watched some people say McTominay was man of the match. I don't
remember. I don't actually know who got man of the match.
I mean, to be honest, it should be the referee.
He said the referee. I can't believe it.
I think it might have been De Bruyne, according to the BBC stats.
Bum sucks.
Yeah.
He didn't have he didn't have a good game either. De Bruyne, he tried, and there was some moments of frustration. And I thought that was really funny. But he didn't have a great game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's not up to scratch.
I mean, I'm grateful.
So yeah, I'm so glad he left his proper boots at home. We got Sheffield United on Thursday. Guys, predictions. Dare we predict this match? So,
the last time we played the team at the bottom of the league, we won 1-0 for a penalty. This time, Sheffield United are bottom of the league. Dare I say we win exactly the same way?
Don't do that.
You know what? I was going to say the same thing. I predict it's going to be 1-0 to us.
Honestly, the way we just came out this game, I think we're going to batter them. We have to destroy a little team.
Okay, enough.
So
what's your prediction?
2-0. No, not unless.
you say the word batter, and then you say 2-0.
That's battering for Man United standards, bro. 2-0.
Tyrone, we're gonna destroy them. Also, Tyrone, 2-0.
2-0 is more enough to bury a guy in his.
No.
That's Man United standards, bro. We would never bat a team 3-0 or 4-0. Never in my life. Imagine. I want to be alive to see the day we batter someone 4-0 again. Like, really good. No, get 3 penalties and score 1 lucky goal. But I feel like we should win 2-0. It's Sheffield United. Not saying because they're at the bottom or anything. It's just Sheffield United. But guess what? My other prediction, Sheffield United win 3-0. Top.
Hold on, what?
Just for the sake, they're at the bottom, yeah? They need to win.
I don't think they've got a win yet this season. And
They
you're
haven't.
predicting they beat us.
They haven't
Hold
got a
on.
win.
Wait.
Hold on.
What's going on?
They have not won a game. They have got 1 draw and 11 losses. Yeah?
We're going
They've
to
got minus 16 goal difference, and you're predicting their first win is going to be against us. You're sounding more like me than I am.
I feel like we could bottle it and give them their first win. Just for the sake of it, bro. And once they win that game, they're going to carry on winning. Watch. It's an ego boost right there, man. Imagine. Grab a put off Man United. Watch. Bro, I'm telling you now, they will get a win. Against Man United. Leeds are... Don't worry about Leeds.
You say that,
prediction.
we're at home to Leeds.
2-1. 2-1 to us.
We are at home.
We
don't do things at home.
I told you this again. You said home doesn't mean that.
Apparently not. But no, wait. To be fair, I say home doesn't mean anything because the fans weren't there. However, the fans are going to be there. They're going to be there on Sunday. Not many of them, but there will be fans on Sunday. So will that make the difference?
I think it will because we're going to boo all the crap players.
I
hope Pogba doesn't start that game. He's going to get booed, fam.
Oh, yeah. Pogba's going to get the living roast, fam, when he walks off that pitch.
Jordan, your prediction for Leeds?
I'm going to say 1-1. I feel like we're not going to lose. I feel like there's too much in it and we're not going to lose. But I don't see us winning at home.
Fair enough. And
what are your score predictions for both?
I think we're going to beat Sheffield United 1-0. And Leeds, I don't like predicting losses, so we're going to draw 1-1.
Yeah.
No confidence in this team.
None whatsoever.
You know what's painful? Going back to that interview where Jose said getting second with this club was the best achievement in his career, and thinking he might actually have a point. That's a nightmare.
He might actually have a point. That is
a lot of players are still at the club.
He might actually have a point. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Oh,
and like we accused him of playing, dinosaur football, parking the bus, but he was battering teams 4-0 in our best season since Fergie left. All right, one final question. I know I've asked this earlier, but things have changed. Sean, are you Ollie in or Ollie out, and why?
I am still Ollie in for now, simply because he didn't lose to City. If he'd lost to City as well, it would have been a very hard Ollie out. We're still in several competitions. Granted, we are having a slump, but we always have slumps. We have never been a first half of the season team. Looking back to even when I was a child, granted, we were never doing this badly, and we were normally in Europe still, but come January is normally when we turn it around. And despite the fact that 10 of our last 16 matches, we have gone down first every time, we are still doing all right. So for right now, he has my faith. as shaky as it is.
I feel we already know the answer to this, but Tyrone, Ollie in or out, and why?
Right now, I've kind of low-key given up on him. It's just the whole. I just feel like this guy, he needs a bit more time in coaching a little team right now, because his learning curves are costing us dearly. Just saying, like, I just feel like this guy needs a bit more time.
Are you already in then?
But right now, I want him out, but I'm still backing him for now. Until he does something really ridiculous, which he's going to anyway. But just wondering how bad it will be. So
you're already out.
So I'm already out, but I'm backing him because he's our manager. I always back the manager until the end, fam. But I would like to see someone that actually knows football to come now. No, key. I know many people might get at me for saying it. I kind of miss Mourinho, not because of Tottenham, but I just miss him in general.
I do as well. I understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, I miss the way he used to treat players when they used to chat smack, fam. Like, you knew Mourinho was in there giving him like, "Shut up, fam. You talking to that? I'm the manager, not you. Me. I run things around here, not you. Me." All he's like, "Oh, don't worry. I know your feelings are hurt. Come here, child. Give me a hug. It's okay. Shut up, man."
You can tell Jose was more of the traditional manager. Like, I've watched the All or Nothing series for Tottenham, and you can tell that he doesn't take nonsense. I think as soon as he came in, he was like, "Dele Alli, you annoy me." So, yeah.
Yes.
He basically said, yeah, he basically said, "You're a talented kid, but the way you play annoys me. You're lazy." And like, I imagine that's how it was with Paul. So I get it. I don't know if I miss him though. If answer my own question, I am now Ollie out because I can't stand the brother anymore. There's so many issues. And it's sad because when I go out, I never come back in. So I'm not gonna back him anymore.
Let me ask you one thing. What about if he wins Europa League?
I don't care about that.
And wins the Premiership.
What about if he does
it can still happen. It can still happen.
Imagine just actually.
I don't imagine he'll still be in the job if we do.
Yeah. He can go out like Fergie did with the cup. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't care. People say we need to give him time and stuff. He's been in post for 2 years, and I think that's enough time. Lampard has been in post for about the same amount of time, and we've seen that Chelsea actually have a philosophy. They're not winning every game, but we can see a style of play. There's certain players Frank does not like. There's a certain type of player that he does like, and his signings have been fairly good. I think my issues with Ollie include the fact that he has no stones about him at all. He needs to make a stand. On the Pogba thing, he said, "Well, I talked to the player and things are all right." No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Because you haven't. Because the agent is out here spreading all this crap. And he's not doing this of his own accord because he'd get fired if he was. There are contracts that these people have to abide by. I think, thanks for the memories, thanks for 99, but it's time to go. When, your players are shaking hands or fist bumping Man City in a derby after 0-0, you have Stones chatting with Maguire and they're having, a bit of a powwow after their dead game. I think something's wrong. The personality is gone. I don't think Ollie knows what it means to be Fergie.
Football is not His friends playing ball, fam.
To be fair, no one is ever going to be Fergie. Every manager is their own. But I do agree that the ferocity of the players is gone. I've said this many times. Players don't know what it takes to be a Manchester United player. The key thing with United players they were never good. They were never outstanding great players.
Yeah.
The thing that made United good was their willingness to go above and beyond their own abilities to make sure that they won. If you look at all the players that we've had over the years, the likes of Kieran Richardson's, Wes Brown's,
Wes Brown got carried,
Alan Smith's, the Paul Pogba. No, that wasn't meant to be as shady as it was, but At the end of the day, none of these players were world talents. Yes, you had a couple here and there, but those were very few and far between. But regardless of who they were or how good they were, once they put that United shirt on and they worked as a cohesive unit, look how many titles we won. Look at all the things that we accomplished. These players should never have been playing for a top team in England. They should have been playing for a top team in the Championship. But they worked and they went above and beyond because that's what it means to be a United player. And today's players don't have that.
They don't have that. And the manager's to blame, in my opinion. When you got players who don't understand the weight of the badge, it's the job of the manager, the head coach, to remind these people every day what they're doing it for. He's not doing it for me. The fact that we're having discussions 2 years since he joined the club about what our best team is, about what our ideal formation is, that's ludicrous. That's actually insane. I'm done with the guy. I think it's okay to like make mistake signings. Harry Maguire, I can say, is a mistake signing. You don't keep playing the guy. You go and sign someone else.
I feel like the contract is making him play him though.
Yeah, you must have signed a contract saying he's a first team start. You know, stuff like that. You know, you guarantee.
You don't walk into a new team, get a captain badge, and start playing every match if your contract doesn't say that.
Man, you legit, you basically got signed for first team football. Same way how the winger only one, I think his country agreed that he eventually going to the first team. So it's like there's little contracts you don't know, like hitting in the deal. Same with Pogba probably. That's why Pogba is vexed. He probably has some saying,
out. I'm done.
You know, all I'm saying right now, Ollie's not the right guy for this team. I'd rather him go to a different team. I'm not saying he may be a good manager for a different team, but this team
Ask
we have
Cardiff
here,
if he's a good manager.
Hmm?
Ask Cardiff if he's a good manager.
Like honestly, I'm just saying, like right now, like these type of players need someone firm, not Ollie, man. Like Ollie's the type of manager to manage Bayern Munich and get a free win, man. You know.
I think Ollie is someone that could maybe be a striking coach or an assistant coach. I don't think he's the guy to be the main guy because it comes with so many responsibilities. You're not going to be every player's friends, and that's not the goal. And you know, managers like Josie understood that. Managers like Sir Alex understood that. And I know Ollie's not. We're not going to ever get another Fergie. The game has changed. But we kind of want some identity. I'm not expecting us to win every game, but I'm trying to see decisions that make sense. We beat PSG in the first match against them with 5 at the back. Why have we changed to 4 at the back for the second match? We beat RB Leipzig with a 4-4-2 diamond. Why have we gone to 5 at the back or 4 at the back or 7 at the back against them in the group decider? Why are we allowing agents of players before these group deciders to talk in the media? Why are there not clauses in contracts saying that we cannot have players and agents disrespecting the club like that? Like, we've had this before, like Ferdinand wanted to leave, Rooney wanted to leave, and those were very quickly nipped in the bud. But this has been like a 2-year saga with Pogba. Why didn't you get rid of him in the summer?
Is it just 2 years? I thought it was longer than that.
It might be longer, but
I swear he was kicking up fast before Zlatan came.
He actually said, you know, to a camera, he wants to leave. Not the end of last season, but I think the end of the previous one. So how can you see that and then still go out and say he's part of the plans of the club? What kind of thing? It's nonsense. I'm done with him. I think
the team's gonna throw Ollie under the bus sooner or later. Sooner or later.
Well, we've seen it happen to better managers. You look at the Leicester manager after they won this the trophy.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's only a matter of time. It really is.
I feel I've been patient with every manager we've got since Sir Alex because, you know, he was the standard bearer. David Moyes, I wasn't out until I think 6 or 7 months in. I can't remember when I became Van Gaal out. I remember when I became Jose out when we lost to Sevilla, and he said Sevilla have more European heritage than us, and going out against RB Leipzig with a pathetic whimper was the straw that broke the camel's back. The fact that we have been asking Oli in or out several times in the last few months says it all. And the fact that rival players, fans want Oli in, that tells you everything you need to know. Oh, we got Frosty in here. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, RD Advocate, and on Twitter, Red Devils Advoc, where you can keep up with us. And let us know what you're thinking. Let us know whether you're Oli in or out, and where do you stand on the Pogba debate. Thank you guys for joining me this episode. All right, take care all. Stay safe.